Hey everyone, this is Faisal, certified high performance coach and a lifelong student of philosophy, spirituality, and sciences. So today is challenge day 13. We're almost at halfway point. Today's topic is judgment. And before I get to the questions, once again, as always, I want to take the time to thank, honor, and commend all those who have been taking the time out of their busy lifestyles, out of their challenging lifestyles for many, who are putting the time to answer the questions, who are taking the time to think about their life, evaluate it, who are also helping others come up with solutions in their life by posting their answers for these questions that I post for this challenge that we're going through, and who are trying to create a discussion, a social learning environment. I thank you all for doing that, and I also thank all those who are also sharing and liking the posts, because the more people we get into these discussions, the more we learn, because the more different perspectives we have, the more ideas we have, the more unique strategies that we have, the more we learn. So make sure you post your answers for this today's challenge. Make sure you share and like the video. Make sure you encourage more people in your life to come and join us, to get them to start talking about their thoughts. You will get to know them more by knowing about their thoughts, and you might create a better relationship just because of these challenges. So thank you once again. So today's challenge topic is judgment, and it sounds scary when you say it too, but here are the questions. I've got 3 questions for you. Question number 1, what does judgment mean to you? Question number 2, in what ways are you judgmental of yourself and others? Question number 3, what is the reason for your judgments, and what do you do about them? How do you deal with your judgments? So go ahead and answer those questions, and here's my take on this. So judgment, the word in itself is a scary one. Many people hate judgments, and even more people love being judgmental. So what does judgment mean? Just taking the textbook definition that says judgment is decisions reached objectively, or opinions reached objectively. Just thinking about that definition, if you think about that, then many of our judgments are falsified or nullified. Why? Because for us to reach an objective decision or an objective opinion, we would have to look at evidence, and we would have to look at unbiased evidence. And on top of that, we would have to have a mind that's unbiased to begin with. And on top of that, we would have to be emotionally balanced. On top of that, we would have to have no attachment to whatever that we are judging. And add to that, we need more perspectives to create a bigger, to see the bigger picture of the judgment. And even if we do that, even if you do that, your judgment might be valid. But if you actually look at the court cases around the world where judges make judgments towards people to reach conclusions and decisions based on court evidence, based on all these things that we just talked about, many of these judgments are not just, and they're not valid. Why? Because many of our thoughts, much of our thinking process is not very objective. And that's true for most people, and it's even true for people who haven't had the practice to think, who haven't had the training to think in that way. So when we look at judgments, we have to be very careful. Now, do people judge? I haven't met anybody who doesn't judge. I can tell you that I have judged in the past. So is judgment good? Is judgment bad? Is judgment necessary? Let's go a little bit deeper into judgment. So why do we create judgments about people? And when you actually think about it, people actually judge themselves much more than they judge other people. And why is it that we're so judgmental of our environment? And why is it that we're so judgmental of ourselves? We talked about this in the beliefs challenge in the last topic, where we're brought up in an environment at an early age when we're born in a social structure, in a family, in a society. There are already judgmental structures surrounding that society, that culture, especially nowadays where we're being exposed to so many other cultures and ideas and thoughts and ways of life, where some cultures, some ways of life are being, they feel threatened. So what happens is that they create these judgments against other cultures, or they create this defensive structure around their culture, saying that, well, our culture is based on this and this, and it's the best thing that there is. Even families create superiority complex around their family, where, oh, my family is the best. We don't do anything wrong. I don't know why these things keep happening to us. It's always other families, and it's always other people that do something wrong, and it's always other cultures that do something wrong. It's never us. And just that mentality in itself, that biased mentality, creates a lot of judgments in our life. So when we're brought up in these social structures where they're judgmental to begin with, and we get many of our beliefs from these from an early age, where we didn't have the thinking process, we didn't have the mentality to think things over. When we're brought up in these social structures that are judgmental to begin with, we create this programming or these beliefs around us where we think that we're better than others, or we're superior in some ways than others, or other beliefs which don't really serve us, and it doesn't really serve our interactions with other people. And we adapt those beliefs, like I explained in the last topic, because we're so sensitive to approval at that age. We're biologically driven to get that approval from our parents and our environment that we live in at that age. So anything that comes towards us, even if those things we might not like, or there are aspects of us that we might love, we reject them for our parents' approvals or for our environment's approval. And this goes much deeper, and I don't want to go too deep into this, but to sum it up, that we pick up a lot of beliefs in our environment, and many of those beliefs might be judgmental. And because many of us are not self-aware, what happens is that these beliefs and these judgmental thoughts run subconsciously. So we make split-second judgments, and many of them might be negative towards other people, even towards ourselves. We talked about limiting beliefs, where we judge ourselves. Oh, I didn't do anything all day. I feel so lazy. Why am I so lazy? Why am I not able to do more things? These are judgments towards ourselves. And we have thousands of these thoughts going through our head, and we don't. When we're not aware of ourselves, they basically become a part of us. And I suggest you go through the last videos so you understand this better. But there's another aspect of judgment. There was a teacher, Earl Nightingale, and he said something that's so true when it comes to our environment. He said that our environment is a merciless reflection of exactly who we are. So everything in your environment, your relationships, the things that you have, the things that you do, they're a reflection of who you are. Because when we take the idea of projection in psychology or even in spirituality, much of who we are gets projected into our environment. If you think about projection, what it is that we project aspects of ourselves into other people. There are two main types of these aspects of us. It's either a part of us that we rejected at an early age, or it was rejected by our environment, and we suppressed that aspect of us, and then it was such a strong emotional negativity towards it that when we see that in other people, we automatically get a reaction. And have you had that reaction where you look at somebody and you don't even know, and you automatically say that, oh, I hate that person? And in the same manner, we love aspects of other people that we don't even know why we love them so much. And when you look at romantic relationships, a lot of them are formed because of that, because you love something about that person that you might have rejected within you, or you might have not even faced within you, you might have suppressed within you. And if you go back to your childhood, to your early age, if you want to understand it from that perspective, it might be, if you think of an example, let's say a girl wants to be a dancer at an early age, and in some cultures that's not acceptable. That girl might have a lot of talent towards it, she might have a lot of passion towards it, but the parents didn't accept it because it wasn't acceptable in society. So when that girl suppressed that aspect of her, that talent of hers, that is still there. We think that it's gone, but that's still there. That's why we still have those suppressed talents within us. And it could be an emotion that got suppressed, like we talked about it last time, where a child getting angry and the parents invalidating that child's emotion, saying that, oh, you shouldn't be angry, when that child in reality was angry for a reason. So again, when we think about projection, much of what we project are unresolved subconscious attachments within ourselves, and much of it is emotional attachments. And I talked about it last time. The cure for this is, again, self-awareness, and it's something that will keep coming up, and it keeps coming up in every kind of personal development research, and it comes up in spirituality, it comes up in psychology, and it comes up in philosophy, where the more self-aware we are, the more conscious we are of ourselves, the less we damage ourselves, the less negative we are towards ourselves and towards our environment, because we catch these subconscious negative emotions. And when we become aware of it, it already loses energy. And we talked about, in the emotions topic, we talked about the thinker and observer. I suggest you go through that video as well, where when you become the observer of your thoughts, especially your subconscious thoughts that surface many times, when you become an observer of those thoughts, you give it a chance to surface and to move through you without you judging those thoughts, without you being critical of those thoughts, and without you trying to stop it. Because most of our lives, there were so many aspects of us that we had at a young age where it got suppressed, rejected, and denied, either by our environment and then later on by ourselves, that we have so many subconscious aspects of us that need to surface, and we need to be more and more aware of ourselves. And I know I keep going into this subconscious aspect of us, and it's very, very important that we're aware of it. And other videos that I'm going to do, we're going to talk about the conscious power of our mind, the positive aspects of our mind, our focus into the positive things, into positive parts of our reality. How does that affect our life? But first, we need to be aware of these aspects of us. And one other thing is that when we look at projection and judgment against people and judgment against ourselves, if we, let's say you hate somebody for whatever odd reason, or you don't like something about somebody else, try to find something that you do like about a person. Because when you actually start paying attention to the person as a whole, you'll see that there are parts of that person you'll like, there are parts of that person you won't like. So even if it's a person that you hate, you will find that you might like some aspects of that person. Try to make that an exercise. Try to find the positive in people. Try to find the positive within yourself. Whenever those thoughts surface about you being negative, about you not being able to do things, after you observe it for a while, see what other thoughts that are positive about yourself, what are other qualities that are positive about yourself. And when I look at myself and how I look at life, how I look at my environment, the way I look at reality is that it's not a set of certainties, it's a set of probabilities or possibilities. And even when it comes to people, when it comes to things that are happening, I might be judgmental to some degree, but I always reserve my judgment. I give people time. I'm patient with people, and the more you're patient with people, the more you give people time, understanding, and the more you focus on their positive, the less judgmental you are. Because no matter what we think we know, there's always something that we don't know. We don't know what that person went through. We don't know, in some cases with our subconscious, we don't even know what we went through at an early age where we don't have the memories, explicit memories within us. So we need to be more open to perspectives. We need to be more open to learning and knowledge. And when you think about knowledge, even knowing things, we're finding more and more that many of the things that we have known for such a long time, they're being falsified by new evidence. So you have to be prepared for readjusting your perspective, to analyze new evidence, to see what you need to reevaluate in your life. And this goes with judgment as well. And many of the things that we know to be true, they might not be true. And you need to be open to people. You need to be open to different ideas. You need to be open to your connection with people. And when we become open to people, we stop paying attention more to their negative, and we start paying attention more to their positive aspects. And we start to be aware of the good within them, and that's a part of spirituality as well, where when we see the good in people, we'll start to notice the good within us as well. So once again, I want to hear more from you. The three questions were: what does judgment mean to you? The second question is: in what ways are you judgmental to yourself and others? And the third question is: what is the reason for your judgments, and what do you do about them? I look forward to hearing your answers. I look forward to reading your answers. I look forward to commenting on them. I look forward to learning from you. And once again, don't forget to share and like the video so we can get more people involved. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye. If you loved or even liked the video or this episode, you can do two things right now. One, you can click on the subscribe tab right here on the screen, or in the info area if you can't click on the screen, so you're up to date on all my free training, on all the free training that I send on my YouTube channel on a regular basis. And two, you can click on the success indicator tab on the screen or in the info section, so you can get the training, the thorough training that I created for you, that has 10 factors that will determine whether or not you will be successful at anything that you do or want to do. And it will also help you create more success at anything that you want to do in life. So, and this will also get you subscribed to my newsletter, so I can send you more of these free training on a regular basis that I don't post on my YouTube channel. So make sure you click on those two buttons or tabs, and make sure you like and share this video. Make sure you post your comments in the comment section below so we can get more people involved in our community right here. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.